get into some action. Signing track. Oh shit. King Champ just dropped another video. Hold on, man. Let me check this out. Right back at it again. It's your boy King Champ. All the clips they lit. He don't need lamps. Hey man, what you doing? He told you to subscribe. If you join the gang today, then you a champ for life. He just dropped another vid, got the notification. He going hard for us. He take no vacation. And every single day he bless us with a reaction. Without further ado, let's get into some action. Signing track. Oh shit. King Champ just dropped another video. Hold on, man. Let me check this out.
Oh shoot. Wrong thing. What is good with y'all, man? This is day 34 of my 100-day stream challenge or whatever. There's been a couple days where I tried to stream and it's been shutting down, but I mean I still got the stream up and running, but it was still like messed up. So I mean it counts, but it doesn't count at the same time. This is just a little yap stream. This stream is just like not a motivational, but just like a little checkup on myself. And to whoever's watching this video, because it's gonna be a posted video. Man, whatever you want in life, bro, and I know I say this all the time. Whatever you want in life, you can really get it. I know it doesn't seem like that a lot of the time, that whatever you want in life that you can get, but you genuinely can get a lot of the stuff that you want in life. You just gotta apply pressure and keep working for it. You know, I'm a content creator. I post content, every day, and there's some days where I feel like, discouraged. Today was one of them days. But then I had to look and be grateful for everything that I have. I posted some videos, and I was like, man, I want these videos to do really well. And they didn't perform how I wanted them to perform, which is okay. It's bound to happen. It's content creating. What you see in your eyes isn't what somebody else is going to see in their eyes. Then there'll be videos that I post where I don't put any effort into, and people like those. So it's just like a luck of the draw with the whole content creating thing. But it applies to anything in life, man. Like, you could really be like striving for something. You'd be like, oh, this could be the thing. And it could very well not be the thing, whatever it is in life, you can go get, bro. And it's crazy because after, I was feeling kind of down today. I went to watch my siblings. I watched my siblings for a little bit, and then I had came back home and took a nap. And when I took a nap, I had a dream. And the dream essentially was showing me everywhere that I wanted to be in life. And I know it's my subconscious telling me, like, you can get here. But it kind of was like, dang, I woke up. You're like, dang, you don't got that. You know what I'm saying? But then I look back at it and I'm like, man, there's a reason why I had that dream. There's a reason why I have these visions. Because I feel like if the higher power, or God, whatever you believe in, wouldn't give you visions, if you couldn't handle it, you wouldn't have something or a desire in your life or something on your heart or on your mind, if you weren't capable of doing it. So I feel like a lot of people overlook that fact. You wouldn't just be blessed with these thoughts and these visions and these things of yourself, if it wasn't meant to be in some fashion. But a lot of people, including myself, will see that and get discouraged and like, man, well, I don't have it, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, what have you done to, earn it? We live in a society now where we feel like everything should be handed to us, and I fall victim to that. I'll do something and I'll be like, oh, I did this one day. Man, where's this at? It's essentially like if you're on a diet, you diet for a week, right? And you're like, oh, I've been eating healthy for a week. Where's my abs at? Like, what? It's not going to happen like that. It's been a week. You think you're going to get abs in a week? You know what I'm saying? And it goes back, life is a marathon. Shout out to Nipsey Hussle. I don't know if y'all know who Nipsey Hussle is, but Nipsey Hussle, his biggest thing was, the marathon continues. Bro, life is genuinely a marathon. but a lot of people get caught in a rat race. A lot of people get caught in a rat race. A lot of people just go through the same motions. They clock into the 9 to 5. They're constantly doing the same thing over and over again instead of going the route that they want to and just running that marathon. They're never going to get to where they want to be because they're not focusing on what they want to do. They're just constantly doing the same things over and over and over again, going in the job, which you need a job. Don't get it twisted. You do need a job. But a lot of the times, your job that you're working right now isn't what you genuinely want to do in life. So it's like, why would you put all your effort, all your energy into that when you could be working on something that you genuinely care about? And that's the real marathon, is working on something that you genuinely care about, something that you genuinely, something that you genuinely want to do with your life, and a lot of people don't want to hear that. A lot of people just want to hear, oh, blah, 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 you'll get this in this amount of time, you'll get this in this amount of days, and life doesn't work like that, unfortunately. There are some people where it does work like that, and they'll say like it's luck, which I realize, and I see this a lot of the time, a lot of places. Luck is just where opportunity and, opportunity and consistency meet, So if you've been consistent with something, you've been consistently working on something, eventually a good opportunity is going to come. And people are going to be like, oh, that was luck. You didn't see the times that, that person was grinding or they were like working very hard, to get to where they want to be. So a lot of people just they look at people's blessings and they be like, oh, well, they got lucky. You didn't ask yourself what that person did to get that blessing. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of people would just like overlook that, and it kind of sucks, but that's just like how the human mind is programmed now to think like that. Whatever journey you're in life, you're going to feel discouraged. I feel discouraged. I make content all the time. I make content literally every day, bro. There's not a time, for those of y'all who don't know, I was in like a long relationship and all that stuff. That has nothing to do with this, but I wasted a lot of time, focusing on, that. And I wouldn't say wasted a lot of time because I genuinely learned a lot of stuff. But I realized, like, man, where would my life be if I was consistent that whole time, and doing what I genuinely wanted to do, and I always look back at that and I'm like, man, like my life could be so much different, and you never want to get to that point in life to where you're like, man, what if I would have done this, or what if I could have, what if I would have, what if, you don't want what ifs. You want to know, like, you gave it your all, and if you fail, you gave it your all, And I know people are like, man, that sucks. And I'm even one of them people where I'm like, man, that shit sounds stupid. Like, that shit sucks. Because nobody really wants to fail. But literally, to succeed in life, you have to fail. You have to fail. Like, genuinely. And a lot of the times, it's not even failing. Your mind just processes you to think that it's failing. And you're not even failing. I just really open these streams and, like these videos and stuff. It's kind of like a log and a journal for myself. I use these streams because I want to stream every day for 100 days. I want to learn how to get better at this, communicate with chat and stuff like that. But nobody really be in these right now, so I can do opportunities like that. And even when there are a lot of people in here, I still low-key want to still do stuff like this because a lot of people genuinely don't have anybody to talk to. And that's another problem, in the world today. Everybody's so busy on their phones, or busy out doing like, goofy activities, and they claim they care about somebody or love somebody, and they're not checking in on that person. It makes no sense to me. Like, you have somebody who's very close to you, like really struggling, and you're not even really checking on them, and you don't know what inner demons that they're battling with. Instead, you're out partying and you're out doing this, and that person probably really needs you. So that's another problem in the world that we have. But, if you're that person who's really like the person who's struggling or going through something and you're alone, just know that you can never truly be alone. I know this sounds stupid. This is about to sound stupid. That's what to come out of my mouth. But You can never truly be alone if you have yourself. You know, if you have yourself, you can never be alone. You know, because I believe in a higher power. I believe in God. You know, and I believe in God. Like, I have no problem saying that. And you know, a lot of the time, you know, I feel like, man, I'm alone in this situation, blah, blah, blah. I'm the only person I know who's taking this content creation so serious. And I gotta realize, like, man, am I really alone? Because it tells me that God lives within me. So if God lives within me, how could I ever be alone? You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's just a lot of things that will go on in your mind when you're really grinding for something or really trying to get to a place that you know you need to be. You're gonna fight so many, bro. You're gonna fight so many mental battles. It's gonna be crazy, like literally so many mental battles. And you know, currently I'm in that phase of my life where like I literally on a daily basis, and it has nothing to do with like, you know, like work or anything like that. It's literally the fact of me knowing where I'm supposed to be in my life, and I have so many good visions, you know, for myself, and I know I'm not going to settle. And I'm willing to do anything, like literally anything to get to that point to where I know I need to be. You know, you really go through a lot of mental battles doing that, you know, and it's not easy. It's not easy. It never will be easy. But yeah, I really just, it was on my heart to, you know, just say this, you know, get that word out because, you know, somebody's going to come across this video later in the future, you know, and everything that I prophesy, everything that I said, you know, and that I say in these logs and in my videos and stuff, it will come to be, you know. And in the Bible it tells you the word of the power of the tongue is very strong, you know. That's why you see people be like, oh, you know, I'm gonna blah 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 blah, and that happens. There's been so many times in my life where I've said, you know, blah, 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 something's going to happen, good and bad. And those things have happened. Like, good and bad things have happened. You know, so I got to really watch what I say, you know, and I realize when I tell myself, you know, I'm not going to blah, 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 I have to be like, man, no, you are. Like, you are going to. You know, especially if it's something that I've been praying about, you know, something that I've been having faith about. You know, those doubts creeping in, those aren't my thoughts. Those aren't my thoughts because I know where I'm supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? And that's your mind playing tricks on you, you know. You just got to really get over that hump, like genuinely. And I'm talking to myself as well, you know, not just the person who's watching this video. But you really got to get over those humps. Like, and I know that's not what everybody wants to hear. I know people don't want to hear, oh, you know, you just going to get over these humps, blah, blah, blah. No, like, you will get over these humps. Like, these thoughts are temporary. Like, these thoughts, bro, these thoughts aren't going to be in your mind forever. Because I guarantee you, even in whatever you're chasing on or whatever you're pursuing in life, bro, you're going to eventually get it if you keep working for it. And those thoughts, you're not even going to remember you had those thoughts. And sometimes you will. Sometimes you will remember you had those thoughts. But it goes with everything in life. Like, everything in life, you will always have some form of doubt in it. You know, you just got to keep pushing, bro. You just got to keep pushing. But yeah. You know, there's a lot of stuff in life that I know whoever's watching this video that, you know, you want. There's a lot of stuff in life that you want, or a lot of stuff in life that you're probably, you know, striving for right now. You might be striving for an A on a test. You might be striving for, you know, good grades, you know, to make the basketball team. I don't know what you're striving for. But whatever it is, bro, or girl, because it don't have to be a bro just watching this. It could be a girl watching it too. You can get it, like, genuinely. Like, you can get it. You got to think about it like this. Like, I thought about it like this, man. I've always loved football, like, genuinely. I've always loved football. I used to play football all the time. Like, I grew up playing football. Outside of football, I was still playing backyard football. Football was always on my mind. But I fell out of love with it, like, playing it, because it just felt like a job. I didn't really enjoy playing it like I used to. But football has been, like, a really big part of my life. But needless to say, I was thinking about Tom Brady when I started having doubt come up in my mind. I was like, man, what if I don't succeed in what I'm trying to do? What if I don't succeed at this content creation or stuff like that? And I was having those doubts. And I was thinking in my head, like, bro, nigga, Tom Brady was a third string quarterback. Bro, they didn't even want Tom Brady. Like, they didn't even want him. He got overlooked his whole life. Bro, even in college, they overlooked him. He was literally overlooked his whole life. And then he was hated. Like, literally, once he got to where he wanted to be, right? This is the craziest thing about life. Tom Brady is the greatest story for this, genuinely. Because look at this. Nobody wanted him at the beginning, right? Nobody wanted him at the beginning. Nobody paid attention to him. Oh, he's a nobody, blah, blah, blah. He kept working. He literally kept working. He got a Super Bowl. He kept working. His opportunity came. And people be like, oh, it's luck. No, his opportunity came because he kept working. If he would have gave up and be like, man, I'm never going to do this and just stop playing football, bro, we would have never had Tom Brady. So once he kept working, he got that opportunity and he wins a Super Bowl. Everybody's like, oh, no, we don't like Tom Brady. And that's the thing about life. Once you've been grinding look, this is the parts of life. People are going to look over you at the beginning, right? Nobody's going to know who you are. Nobody's going to know who you are or whatever you do. They're going to overlook you, right? You're going to grind on whatever you want to do, right? You're going to make it in that field, right? Whether you're a doctor, it don't matter. Doctor, nurse, basketball player, football player, content creator. You're going to make it in whatever it is if you've been grinding, right? Once you make it, there are going to be people who hate you. They're going to hate you. That's just how it is, right? They're going to hate you, and then they're going to keep hating you, and you're going to keep winning, because you've been so used to grinding by yourself, and they already overlooked you, so the hate don't mean nothing. Some hate might get to you, but you already know what it feels like to, essentially not have anybody, right? So after that phase, you're going to retire in whatever field you are, right? You're going to move on from it. Those same people who hated you are going to be like, oh, I don't know why he quit. He was so great. Right? I remember being a kid, right? And being like I already knew Tom Brady was that nigga, bro, as a kid. And I wasn't even a Patriots fan. And I just remember, I was like, bro, Tom Brady is that guy. Bro, everybody hated Tom Brady. Like, everybody in school, man, F Tom Brady, blah, 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 blah. Huh? What are you talking about? Them same people are the same people? Oh, yeah, Tom Brady's a GOAT. What? You didn't appreciate him when he was actually in the field for real, like working and making all these accomplishments, but you want to give him his flowers when he's a fucking analyst? When he's not even playing anymore? Oh, yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. No. That the human mind is ass backwards. Why wouldn't you give somebody their flowers when they're doing what they want to do? That shit don't make no sense to me. That shit makes no sense. That shit would never make sense to me. Never, ever, ever make sense to me. But yeah, that was the first topic I wanted to talk on, was literally that. Bro, just go after wherever you want to go in life, bro. Okay, so the second thing I wanted to talk about, I want to talk about the Grammys, right? I want to talk about the Grammys. King Champ, your opinion doesn't matter. King Champ, your opinion doesn't matter. I know it fucking doesn't matter. I know it doesn't, but we're all allowed to have our own opinion. Like, literally, that's life. You are all allowed to have your own opinion. You could think I'm the goofiest nigga in the world. You could think I'm a fucking dweeb. That's okay. That's your opinion. Okay? I could think you a bitch. That's my opinion. You could be a good person, and I could still think you a bitch. It don't matter. It don't matter. That's just an opinion. Okay? But anyway, I want to talk about the Grammys and how I feel about it, because I don't know. I already knew the Grammys was BS, bro. Because, bro, Travis Scott lost twice. And look, whether you like Travis Scott or not, and that's the whole thing about music. Music is subjective, right? But I want to say that the Grammys is I wouldn't even say it's a popularity contest. I want to say that shit is literally planned out. Like, before they even have the nominations, bro, they honestly have the winner. They know how this shit's gonna go. You know, Bad Bunny, he won Album of the Year. For those of y'all who don't know, shout out to Bad Bunny. Genuinely, he's doing big things. He's doing big things. You know, I don't listen to. Well, I listen to a couple songs of Bad Bunny. But I don't listen to a lot because one, I don't speak Spanish, and two, I really listen to music that makes me feel a certain way. You know, I like music that puts me in a better mood, and then sometimes I listen to music that kind of gets you depressed. But no, that's neither here nor there. But shout out to Bad Bunny. But I feel like that whole situation with Bad Bunny. Now I do feel like he deserved it because this is a very big moment for them. I really feel like the whole reason why Bad Bunny won that Grammy, that Album of the Year type thing, I would genuinely feel he won that Grammy because, in America right now, the whole ICE situation. Now, I'm not going to get too much in detail on that whole ICE thing. How I feel about it. I feel like it's messed up. I genuinely feel like it's messed up. But this ain't no surprise, bro. Like, genuinely. Like, none of this should be a surprise to you. Like, at all. Because, bro, they've been doing this to my ancestors my whole life. Before my time. But, like, I don't know why I said my whole life. It's my ancestors. They're before me. They've been doing this to my ancestors since the beginning of time. My ancestors, they've been doing this to my ancestors since the beginning of time. I'm not Hispanic. I'm African American. I'm black, melanin in me. They've been doing that since the beginning of time. I don't think it ever will change. They just pick a group on what they want to do it. And here's the thing. The Hispanic community, bro, it's crazy because I even lived in Houston, and I know this is kind of like off topic, but still on topic. I lived in Houston, and it didn't like. I was confused on how Hispanics were racist to blacks. Because I'm not a black person who acts like a YN or I'm out doing retarded, stupid shit. And a lot of Hispanics were low key racist. They felt entitled, like they were a white person. But when the white person don't look at you like you're white, then you want to get up in arms like, oh, blah, blah, how could they? Bro, you were literally just racist. Like, what are we talking about? That made no sense to me. But I don't understand why melanated people as a whole just don't come together. That never made sense to me. Whether you're Asian, black. Honestly, not even melanated people. I never understood why people in general just didn't come together. That shit never made sense to me. Why the fuck are we beefing? Because your skin looks different than mine? Because you grew up a different way than what I grew up? That shit is so stupid. Needless to say, back to the Grammys, I genuinely feel like Bad Bunny won that Grammy because of the economic state of the world. And that was a political / huge win for the Hispanics. I honestly think that's what it was. But I'm not discrediting that he deserved it by any means. Everybody who was nominated deserved it, What I will say is, though, now, shout out to Kendrick Lamar. Kendrick Lamar is the greatest lyricist, in my opinion. You might not think this, but I think Kendrick Lamar is the greatest lyricist of all time. Right? I remember being a kid growing up. And no matter where we was driving, my parents was playing Good Kid, Mad City, like the whole entire album. Bro, I heard that shit every day. Every day. That album was like a staple in my house. Bro, GNX was, in my opinion, Kendrick Lamar's worst album. And it's not bad, like by any means. It's not bad. But it's just like his worst album. He won the rap album of the year, which, in my opinion, and I'm low-key biased. I'm biased. I'm not going to lie. My opinion, I think Tyler should have won it. But Tyler is my favorite artist. For those of y'all who don't know, Tyler the Creator is my favorite artist. He's been since I was a kid. But his album Chromacopia was, in my opinion, that was probably Tyler's like second best album. Like Chromacopia, like bro, his tour and everything, like down pat. Even he performed too last or at the Grammys, bro. Like he performances are always crazy, you know. And not to say Kendrick's aren't, like his performances are great too, but it's just like, what are we basing this off of? Are we basing this off of sales? What is the Grammys based off of? Because I see people win all the time. That in my head, it's like, well, how did you base that? Like, go back to Travis Scott. Travis Scott lost to Killer Mike. What was that, last 2 years ago? How did that happen? How the fuck did that happen? Then Travis Scott's best album, one of the best albums, not even just rap albums. Bro, Astro World, bro. I know people who don't even listen to rap, who don't like rap at all. Listen to Astro World, bro. And they're like, oh my goodness. This is one of the greatest things I've ever heard. And he still lost to Cardi B. Cardi B. I don't get what we base the Grammys off of, genuinely. I don't know what it is, if it's popularity or what. But I just feel like they need to rework that, because it's just like, bro, what? And like I said, it's literally all like a political thing. Like, I feel like it's politically like a thing, you know? Or if you get on somebody higher up's bad side, you're bound to not win it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what the fuck? That shit don't make sense to me. But like, cause there's no way Travis Scott has not won one yet. Like, bro, like is he, like, he's the biggest, one of the biggest names in that field, and he's never won one. Like, that makes no sense. But then Kendrick, he's won so many, and it's like, I don't know. I feel some type of way about this, you know. And like I said, I think Kendrick is literally the greatest lyricist of all time. Like, there's no disrespect to him. Like, genuinely, you know. And it, like, if I feel some type of way about it, because it's like, man, like, he deserves it, but at the same time, like, bro, come on now. We know why, deep down, why you keep getting this shit. Like, for at least this one. Like, this one is just like they dragging out that beef this long, bro. Like, come on now. Even the host was making jokes about it. Like, nigga, that shit happened damn near almost 2 years ago now at this point. This shit happened damn near 2 years ago. And we still on this? Oh, blah, blah, he get dragged. Like, and the sad part about it is, the saddest part about that Kendrick thing is that Kendrick is such a great artist, but no matter what he does in his career at this point, that will be the staple of his, like, that would be the highlight of his career. Will be another nigga. Him defeating another nigga. So it's like, are we giving you praise, or are we giving the fact that you beat a big ass nigga praise? Because, like, Drake, this is another take. Drake, in my eyes, is like, there's nobody has as many accomplishments as Drake. There's not. He's just like the most decorated musician of all time. Bro, it don't matter what part of the world, bro. Niggas know Drake. Niggas listening to Drake. This nigga makes music in damn near every genre. So it's like, bro, like, Drake really is a hit maker. And Kendrick even said it, like, you're a hit maker, you know? So, like, when you, it's kind of like a David versus Goliath situation. Like, do we really give David the praise, or do we give the praise to the fact that he beat Goliath? You know what I'm saying? Because if he just beat a regular nigga, like, we're not going to care. You know, but that you always, when you think of David, you think of Goliath. You know, so I don't know. I just feel like that whole Kendrick winning that shit was kind of crazy, you know. But like I said, I'm not mad about it. I kind of see through the BS, because it's like, I don't know. And then they tried to sugarcoat that shit off by giving Tyler a best album cover. That literally made a whole new subgenre, because I feel like they deep down knew that nigga got cheated. Like, nigga, Chromacopia, bruh. If you have not listened to that album, go listen to that shit. But I feel like Chromacopia, bro, like, if you listen to that shit, you'd be like, damn, this shit was really beautiful. You listen to G and X, you're like, this don't even sound like any of Kendrick's other work. Like, what happened? And it sounds like a huge drop off from what Kendrick normally produces. But I'm not saying it's bad, but it just be like, that's not Kendrick. Like, that don't even feel like him. I just feel like something he made one day randomly. Like, he just randomly made that shit. Like, there was no thought, no effort into it. At least that's how I feel when I listen to it. And that's not to say that it's bad, because there's a lot of songs on there. I feel like Luther is one of my favorite songs. And that's a great ass song. I agree with that song winning. That definitely was that shit was a bop, like for real. That should have won. But for the whole album, it's like there's so many skips on that shit, bro, and there's not even a lot of songs. It's like, damn. But like I said, music is subjective. Like, nigga, and my opinion really doesn't matter. Like, it doesn't matter at all. I just wanted to talk about it because it was like, what? I don't know. I personally didn't understand it. It was just weird to me. But anyway, man, if you like this, make sure you leave a like. Also subscribe. And yeah, I'll catch y'all on the next one.